What's up, everybody? How is everybody doing? If you guys can hear me in the chat, let me know. Can you guys hear audio okay? Can you see me giving the thumbs up here? Want to make sure the audio and video is good. I'm still new to this live streaming, so want to make sure I got it set up right. See, we got a couple people in the chat. Amid, Ziad, hello. Abdurrahmane, Muad, hello. If you guys are watching, be sure to chat, say hello in the chat. All right, so I don't want to waste a lot of time on today, so I'm going to kind of go ahead and get started. I see somebody said, yeah, that they can hear me okay, so I think we're good to go. All right, so for today's video, first of all, thank you if you, notified that you were going to join this chat, or you saw my link on social media. It would be a big help if you're in here, if you gave this video a like or a thumbs up. That's going to really help kind of help me grow my channel. I'm still very new, so please give this a thumbs up. But we're going to get right into it because I have a couple things that I want to share with you guys that I think is going to help if you are looking to find some niches with print on demand. So, hey everybody, Jenna, Chagiba, everybody. So one of the things that I saw when I posted on my community post on my YouTube channel was, what is your biggest challenge? And I did a poll and I listed, is it designing? Is it niche research? Is it listings, keywords, time management? And the biggest response that got the most votes was niche research. So you guys are in luck. Hey, Kathleen, you guys are in luck that niche research is one of my specialties. So, all right, so I've put together a quick document here, and I want to show you guys a couple things. Hey, Robert, I'm trying to look at the chat because I like to interact with the chat. So, anyway, I'm trying to look at the chat and answer. But so what I've got here is this Word document. Can you guys see that on the screen? This is a Microsoft Word document that I've put together. This is a very kind of informal example. But this is just a basic print-on-demand research brainstorming process that I think anyone can do to find niches, okay? So I'm going to quickly go over this, and if you guys have a pen and a paper, I encourage you to follow along as I'm going through this, or pull up a note on your computer or laptop so you can kind of type. But basically, this is kind of a tiered brainstorming process that we can use to find print-on-demand niches, okay? So the first thing that you're going to want to do, all right, and this is for you, the individual, so I'm speaking to you, so you need to ask yourself these questions or look, introspectively, is the first thing is to write down your top 5 of the following categories. Your first thing, write down your top 5 hobbies, okay? Everybody has some kind of hobby. Maybe you're too busy and you haven't been able to do it, but everybody has some kind of hobby that they've done in the past, or that they do currently, or even if that you want to do, okay? Just write them down. Just put them on a piece of paper, all right? So I put mine down here, and these are just random ones that I thought of, right? Fishing, camping, traveling, weightlifting, and golf. Those are 5 of my top hobbies, okay? That's the first category. So write those down. Again, this is for you, the individual, all right? The next thing, write down 5 passions or interests that you have, okay? These can be, again, things that you'd like to think about, maybe like to research, maybe things you want to learn more about, things that you're into currently. So I wrote these down for me. I wrote history. I love history. Entrepreneurship. That's what I am. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. Wildlife, technology, and carpentry, right? Those are 5 passions or interests of mine, okay? The next thing I want you to write down or think about during this brainstorming process is 5 either educational or job skills that you have. So maybe you have some training, maybe you have some experience in your career or in past careers, in college, high school, vocations, whatever it is. I want you to write those down, okay? So for me, I wrote down finance, content creation, management, medical billing, and insurance. Okay, those are all things that I used to either have education on or work in. Okay, so once you have these 5 lists, okay, the next thing you want to do is start to search popular sub niches within that category. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Right up here, the first thing on my list was fishing, is a fishing hobby, right? So if I were to search for what are the different types of fishing, right, then I'm going to come up with a sub niche. So my broad niche is fishing. Now I'm coming up with sub niches. So there's fly fishing, offshore fishing, backcountry fishing, shark fishing, tournament fishing. These are all sub niches under the fishing niche, okay? And you go through this process and you do this for each type of item on the list, right? So I did another one here for history, right? History is my broad niche. Now, what are 5 different types of history, right? There's medieval history, which is one of my favorites, Egyptian history, Civil War history, human history, U.S. history, etc. These are all sub-niches, okay? Now, these are Adam's niches and sub-niches. But what I'm trying to get across to you guys is you're going to be the expert on things that you're most knowledgeable about, more than trying to research a niche that you don't know about. And chances are that if you go through this process and create a list of things that you have experience with or education on or an interest in, you can then niche down, right? So you go through this process of trying to, again, find 5 niches in your hobbies, passions, and interests, and education or job skills. Then search out different types of sub niches, right? So what are the different types of technology, right? What are the different types of carpentry or the different types of travel, right? There's international travel, there's domestic travel, there's backpacking, there's couch surfing. I mean, these are just things I'm coming up off the top of my head, right? Where you can come up with these different sub niches, okay? Now, the third and the last step to try and then find a very subset is to cross niche. I know you guys have heard this term. Everyone talks about cross niching, is to cross niche one of those with a popular topic. So here's a list of popular topics: coffee, dogs, moms, dads, dinosaurs, gamers, husband, wife. These are all sub topics that you can then cross niche, right? So I could say something like just a dad who loves Civil War history, okay? So I'm taking a sub niche of history, which is Civil War history, and I'm taking a cross niche of dad, okay, which is giving me this unique sort of targeted subject, right? Just a dad who loves Civil War history. So this is just a basic brainstorming process that I want to share with you guys, because this is the kind of frame of mind I think that you need to be in to be able to dig deep and find niches. They're not oversaturated. I mean, I came up with this list in 5 minutes, and if you came up with your own individual list, there's going to be things on here things on your list that are totally different than mine, and your brain is going to go in a different direction than mine is. So again, this is just a very basic, like I said, brainstorming process on how you can find niches and sub niches, right? And then you cross niche them with other popular topics. And that's how you can find low competition ideas and create designs for them that'll hopefully get you some sales. Does that make sense? Let me look at the chat. If you guys have any questions about that, definitely ask in the chat here before we move on to something else. Okay, top 5. Jenna says, making money, stopping thieves from stealing design, exposing thieves. Yeah, Jenna, Robert, yeah, the topic of thieves, it's a tough one for sure. There's a lot of people out there that steal designs with print on demand. The biggest culprits that I see with that are on platforms like Redbubble and Etsy, where they do very little to protect the integrity of designers. So, I really don't have much advice for that. I mean, I've had my design stolen. I think anyone in the print on demand space has. I report them if I find them, but most people, I don't spend a lot of energy trying to hunt down design thieves, right? To me, that's kind of looking back. I'm looking forward. I'm constantly creating new designs, new concepts, new ideas. If I come across them, then I'll definitely report them. But until the platforms start to get better about policing that and protecting designers for that, then there's not a lot we can do. Now with Merch by Amazon, you don't have to put all your designs under the same brand name. And that's the beauty of Merch by Amazon. If you wanted to put every single shirt under a different brand name, then you could. And then if someone happens to click on your design, they're not going to see all of your other listings. So that's what I would recommend to try and reduce the chances of somebody stealing your design. Okay, so all right, so let's move on here. I'm going to minimize this. I'll keep looking over at the chat to see if there's any other questions. Okay, video for AMS, please. AMS video. I'm not going to do any AMS stuff on this video. This live show is just going to be print on demand research and Q&A. I'll answer some questions, but I'm not going to do any videos on it. But if you go to my channel, I think 2 videos ago, I posted a really, really long AMS video where I shared my AMS spending on what I spent for the month of December 2022, what I spent for January 2023, and I talked about my different campaign types. I talked about the bids that I use, the different kinds of campaigns that I run, auto, manual, things like that. So check out that video because it's a really in-depth video on AMS ads. Okay, Hamid said, clear on your strategy. Does this apply to lower tiers as well, or only when you have more slots? No, I mean, the strategy that I'm talking about applies to any tier. It does not matter at all what tier you're in, whether you have 10 slots available or 10,000 slots. The idea here is that you go through this process and you're starting with what you know most about, right? What you have the most knowledge on. Your particular hobbies or interests or education, you're going to be able to think of maybe some unique ideas. You're going to know what someone who plays golf, if you're a big golfer, you're going to know what kind of style or what kind of phrase or funny things that they're going to like. So no, it doesn't matter. I'm in tier 100,000 and I still use this strategy all the time. Okay, Amid said, what's better, t-shirt, shirt, t-shirt, t-shirts? Amid, I'm not sure if you're talking about for Merch by Amazon or for the other platforms. For Merch by Amazon, you don't want to put t-shirt or shirt in the listing. You don't need to add that because Amazon will automatically add it at the end of your title. So if I was designing, funny golfer, men's funny golfing, I would just put that in the title because they're automatically going to add t-shirt at the end. So it'll say men's funny golfing, and then Amazon will add t-shirt. Now I think when it comes to Etsy and some of the other platforms, you can add those other variations, and I would do that. I would add it on my title and my tags. I would add whatever the most popular ones are. I think just regular t-shirt is the most popular. I don't think a lot of people take the time to write the hyphen, but most of the search algorithms that are built into these e-commerce platforms exclude that special punctuation anyway. So it knows that if you type in shirt, t-shirt, or t-shirt, that they're talking about a t-shirt, and it's going to show those results accordingly. So for Amazon though, don't put that in your don't use that in your title or even in your description or anything like that. Okay, Kafif said, can you write t-shirt and gift in the title? I don't, no. I don't write t-shirt, just talked about that, and gift, no, I don't put that in the title anymore either. I used to on the old designs, but I think Amazon released a statement or released a new guideline that they don't want people to put that. So I don't put gift anymore. But another word that you can use that won't get flagged by Amazon that sort of applies when you're doing bulk uploading is design. So instead of like funny golfing gift, say funny golfing design. That's a good synonym that you can use if you're looking for something to replace gift. All right. Hello, everybody. How long did it take you? Robert said, how long did it take you to get to tier 100,000? It took me, I'm not exactly sure, but I think it took me about 3 years to get to tier 100,000. I started in 2018, and I think I got to tier 100,000 in like late 2020. So yeah, yeah, 3 years, about 3 years to get to tier 100,000. And I have so many slots that it's been hard to fill it up. Okay, you guys can kind of keep the questions running. Robert said gift is a banned word. Yeah, a lot of the old designs still have gift up on their search results, but you know, that really, you guys shouldn't get so hung up on that. Gift isn't going to sell a shirt, right? I mean, you want to create a good design, and you want to have the main subject, the main primary keyword in your title and in your brand and descriptions. That's what's gonna pull it up. And then if they see that design that's interesting or captivating, they're gonna click on it. The word gift it's not critical to get designs. I've stopped using the word gift, and I haven't had any issues with my designs selling. Okay, so I want to show you guys another little technique here. Let's see, what are we at? We're at 10 likes, 20 concurrent viewers. I'm going to wait till we get to 15 likes. Once we get to 15 likes, I want to show you guys a cool technique that you can use to find text-only designs. All right? I'm in tier 100,000, and I still sell text-only designs. Text-only designs are timeless, right? They've been around for forever, and they're going to continue to stay around because there's something captivating about a simple, bold text or statement on a t-shirt. They make great gifts. They're funny. You can be creative with them. And it doesn't matter if you're in tier 10 or tier 100,000, text-only designs are great. So I want to show you guys a technique for that, but I want to get some more likes. So if you're in this chat and you haven't liked this video, please give this video a like. That really helps. In the meantime, we're going to go to the random word generator here. So this is something I've done in my other videos. It's just a fantastic way to kind of get some, to do some research, right? To just kind of see what else comes up with doing a little bit of random research. So this is randomwordgenerator.com. I have it set on nouns, right? And I just changed this to 20 so that it generates a list of 20 nouns. And all I do is every time you hit this button, it populates a new list of nouns. And a noun is a person, place, or a thing, right? Where we can go in and search some of these nouns and maybe some other keywords into the Amazon search bar to kind of see what comes up. And normally, after you do this a few times, you may stumble upon, upon a niche. So here's one, analyst. Let's try that. Analyst, data analyst, analyst t-shirt comes up. Analyst t-shirt, data analyst, financial analyst, business analyst. I think I might have done this one on my last video. Yeah, I think I did now that I'm looking at some of these. So we're gonna skip that, okay. Championship, requirement, combination, guitar. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Wedding, let's try wedding. I know that's a very, very popular wedding t-shirt. I do crew. So something like this, when I see right now, when I typed in wedding t-shirt, and then I see this come up right here, this I do crew. This reminds me of like the cruise ships shirts, that are like cruise crew or, things like that. So now what I'll often do is I'll go and I'll search that actual phrase, I do crew, just to see. I do crew. Now, look what comes up when I type in I do crew. There's cups, bags, totes, pajamas, shirts, slippers, robes, hats. That right there is called validating a niche, that there's a demand for it. Because if there was no demand, then people wouldn't be selling sashes, robes, hats, slippers, shirts, pajamas, tote bags, everything else. So we could type in I do crew shirts. And then now we can see here what kind of designs are up. These are mostly simple text-based designs, more feminine based. A lot of those, navy, pink kind of colors. This is a really popular font style right now. This kind of 70s wavy font. That's very, very popular right now. Sorry, I just got a thing pop up here on my YouTube. Let me know if you guys can still hear me okay. It says some viewers may experience buffering. I just want to make sure this is going all right. Okay, now this might be trademarked. I have no idea. Nope. So there you go. It was trademarked, but they're all dead. So this is a safe niche, right? At least according to what I'm seeing. This is safe. I don't see any issues using that. So, I mean, I do crew. This is something that you could get creative with. You could make matching sets on. Obviously, these are all selling. Again, that's just me using this random word generator. What else can we find? Okay. University. Got to be careful some of these that are, more. You got to be careful with some of these words. Ooh, restaurant. Let's try restaurant. Where was that? Restaurant. T-shirt. Okay. Restaurant manager. That's a good one. This is a creative design right here. 86th. For those of you who've never worked in the restaurant industry, I'm pretty sure 86th is when you cancel an order. I think somebody might need to correct me on that in the chat. But when you 86 something, that's like 86 that means cancel it, or like no more, not needed. So that's an example right here where you could look at funny. This is restaurant slang, right? So we're targeting someone within the restaurant industry. What is something only they would know, right? I used to work in a restaurant, so I'm pretty sure I know what that is. But somebody who's never worked in a restaurant, they're just going to overlook that. They're not going to necessarily understand it or know it. And you could look up, funny restaurant slang. Oops, spelled that wrong. Okay, so let's see. And you can look up, here's just a list of other restaurant slang, right? Drop the check, early bird, 86. We're out of Sam's 86 it, or the kitchen is out of the item ordered. To remove an item from an order of the menu. Yeah, that's what 86 is right here. No call, no show. Nuke it. That's a good one. That's when you throw something in the microwave. So that's another example where, I don't know, you could, if you wanted to do some restaurant stuff, heard, that's another one, right? That's like something you say when somebody makes an order, and then usually somebody back on the line would say heard, meaning they confirmed they got that order. So now let's think, what are different types of restaurant positions. So I'm gonna go, this is how my brain works. I'm gonna type in hostess t-shirts. All right, a hostess is somebody up at the front who seats tables and takes reservations. Hostess limited edition, because I'm the best hostess ever. Didn't really see nothing really there selling super hot. Waitress shirts. All right, we're at 14 likes. As soon as we get to 15 likes, I said that we'd go over this next research method here that I want to show you guys. Waitress shirts. This is bringing up a lot of other ones. All right, let's move on from those and see if we can find something else, and then we'll go to the other thing. priority, presentation, interaction. Every time I hit this button, see, it just generates a new list. And you don't have to do just nouns. Like you could go to verbs even and type in how many random verbs that you want to see. I just like nouns because they usually kind of, you can stumble onto other categories, other topics with them. All right, let's take a couple questions real quick. Can we do a quick niche research plus validation? You write 2 or 3 quote that we can use for, 3 original idea for some. Okay, Ness you said, does Amazon take into account the rejected designs for raising the tier? Thanks. I think it depends on the severity of the rejection. So if the rejection is a clear trademark violation, right, where you're trying to put something through like Disney or Gucci that's clearly a trademarked company, then yes, I think that that could have a bigger effect on your account. Now, if it's a rejection because you accidentally put a design onto a youth size when it should be an adult-only phrase, for example, if you did a funny St. Patrick's Day drinking shirt and you accidentally put that onto a youth size, it's going to get rejected. But that's not nearly as severe as blatant copyright infringement. So there's really no way to know for sure how Amazon ranks those. That's just my opinion. But the bigger question is, what really changes the tier up progress is how many designs you're selling and how many designs you're uploading and the velocity of that. The more you sell and the quicker you sell, the quicker you're going to tier up. Abdurrahman says, can you show us one of your designs? No, not right now. Okay, sounds good. Is checking only with Yasser? He said, is checking only with TM Hunt enough? No need to check USPTO. No, I would always recommend checking USPTO. I'm just doing a quick check here on TM Hunt. So normally what I would do is I would, for that I can do crew design, I just do a quick check on TM Hunt because it's instant. And then I'll add that to my final list, right? And then before I start making designs or hiring out designs, then I will then I'll check it on USPTO. But for a quick check, TM Hunt is fine, but you should always double check on USPTO or whatever governing body controls trademarks and copyrights in the country that you're selling. Okay. Robert, okay, yeah, Robert, we're back on the restaurant thing. Robert gave some other examples here, guys. Sous chef, line cook, pastry chef, expediter. These are all other examples of positions within the restaurant industry. And spend 15 minutes researching each of those, looking in to see, maybe some popular phrases or slang or something like that someone would like. Okay, we're on 15 likes. Okay, so all right. Okay, so for this next part here that I want to show you guys, let me go back. Okay. All right. Victor, I see your question. Let me go over this next part here, and then I'll go back to the questions. Okay, so I've got my notes. So what I want to talk to you guys about are text-only designs, right? These are designs that just have basic text on them, and they still sell today. You can go on Etsy, Redbubble, or any of these other platforms, and you're going to see basic text-only designs. But it can be really hard to research them or find text-only designs because they're sentences, they're phrases, sometimes they're slang, sometimes they're trends. They're not under a category. It's not like you could type in funny text-only designs and just see a list of all of the text-only designs. It's going to pull up a smorgasbord of different designs. So how do you find trending phrases or funny text-only designs that anyone can make, whether you're an expert or a beginner with graphic design? I'm not an expert at graphic design. I mostly outsource, but I definitely know how to do text-based only designs. So basically how it works is you're going to use the Amazon search bar and the AMZ Suggestion Expander Chrome extension, which I've already talked about on my channel before, but that's this suggestion expander that whenever you type something in, it's going to give you these additional search results. you want to have that Chrome extension plugged in. But basically what you're going to do is you're just going to search some basic sentence structure. So for native English speakers, this should make sense. If you're not a native English speaker, try and follow along, and if you have a question, I'll try and answer it. But basically, all you're going to do is pick a subject and a verb and type that into the Amazon search bar, okay? And hit the space bar and kind of see what populates. And depending on your previous search history or your location, right, you may see something different than what I see. And if you see something, a phrase that auto-populates with the word shirt at the end, you want to click on it to kind of see, okay, what is this phrase about? Are they selling? And then you might get an idea for a text-only design. So for the subjects, what I'm talking about are things like I, you, he, she, it, we, them, they, right? Those are going to be your subjects. And then for your action word, right, that could be, there's a ton of different action words, but these are things like love, run, lift, teach, cook, write, smell, cry, fight, climb, build, right? These are all different kinds of action words. So we're gonna go on the computer and I'm gonna show you guys, and we're gonna see if we can just stumble up on some. But this technique takes a little bit of just searching and just kind of typing in and hitting the space bar and seeing what comes up. So I'm just gonna type in I climb. Okay, I just typed in I climb. I've never searched this. And look what comes up right here, right down here. I climbed the Great Wall shirt. That's Amazon telling me this is a search phrase that someone has searched for, right? So now I'm going to click on that. I climbed the Great Wall shirt. This is obviously for people who have visited the Great Wall of China. And right here we've got 157 results. I climbed the Great Wall of China. If it has a BSR, so 6 million, 9 million, these are selling. 4 million here, 1 million here. This one has reviews. So, I mean, how long did that take? I just typed in one subject, I, and then a verb, climb, and I found this. Now, you could do this for a bunch of different things. Look here, Amazon, whenever I just go into the space bar, now it's giving me other suggestions here. I climbed the Great Wall. I survived my trip to NYC. Let's check that. So I can now click on it. I survived my trip to NYC shirt. Okay, this is saying 1,000 results. But obviously, wow, this one is selling really good. I don't know if this is from, someone might have to look into this to see if this is, I don't know if that's from a, is that from a TV show or a song or something? I'm not sure. But anyway, the point is, these are text-only designs. 229, great BSR. 521, a lot of different things here. So there's a million different ways that you could do this. And again, I'm just going to type in, let's see, you, whoops. Let's type in, the subject is you. That's kind of like a declarative statement, like you don't, you do, you don't, space. And let's see what comes up. You had me at day drinking. You have a friend in me shirt. You can do hard things shirt. You are enough shirt. You smell like drama and a headache shirt. You are loved shirt. You decide shirt. You can't scare me. I have 2 daughters shirt. Women don't owe you shirt. I mean, these are all like, I just typed in a subject and a simple phrase. You smell like drama and a headache shirt, okay? 120 results. Look, this is a good one. Again, you're going to have to check the trademark. I'm not doing a bunch of trademark checking on this. I'm not saying all these are going to be hits, guys. I'm trying to show you the methods. I'm not going to do the niche research for you. This is just showing you some techniques so that you can go in your own free time and find some of these. But look at this. This auto-populated when I typed in subject you and I think action word, I think the word don't. You smell like drama and a headache. 120 results. Look at these BSRs. 188, 643, 484, 532, 570. All have reviews. You smell like drama and a headache. I don't know. Is that from something? I have no idea. But let's try this. Now let's just do you smell like, and I'm just going to erase that and hit space and see what else comes up. You smell like a hospital. Some of these are ridiculous. You smell like cheese. You smell like Jesus. You smell like booze and bad decisions. That's a funny one. Let's try it. Booze and bad choices. Let's try that. Oh, that's a game. Okay. Let's go back to that. You smell like trauma and headache. You matter. You can do hard things. You're a friend in me. Let's try you had me at day drinking. No, I know that's a popular one. You can do hard things shirt. I don't know what that is. You can do hard things shirt. 970 results. Okay. And let's see here. 681. 67,000. That's not a merch shirt. 626. 449. 1.4. These are not hard designs to make, guys. They're using these pastel colors, right? They're using some unique kind of playful fonts. You can do hard things. I'm seeing a lot of stuff with teachers here, so this must be popular for teachers, right? For people in education, encouraging, you can do hard things, you can do it, uplifting, right? Think about, what the message is here. Encouraging, inspirational, positive. This is a great one. I mean, to make some designs for. You check the trademark on it. If it's good, put up you can do hard things. Put it up on a unique colored shirt. A lot of black here, but maybe put it up on a yellow and do some dark text. Find a fun, playful font, make a few, and throw them up. Again, this is just me brainstorming here on how to find some text-only designs. Okay, so here's another one. I just typed in they love, right? They, subject, love, action word. And right here, they love my swag shirt. I've never searched that. I mean, they love my swag shirt. 102 results. Girls love my swag. Okay, that's similar. Same, that's why that's pulling up. 891. This is actually pulling up a lot of stuff that isn't specifically about they love my swag. So I see girls love my swag, pardon my swag. But some of these are selling. Absolutely. So again, you could just punch in. If you guys spend some time here just on this search bar, not having to pay for a bunch of fancy tools, not having to do a bunch of, crazy things, you can find a ton of these, guys. I'm just randomly. Throw me some words in the chat here, and we'll try them and see what comes up. Okay, how about she doesn't? Let's see that. She doesn't even go here. No, that's from a movie. I know that. She said yes. She doesn't fight alone shirt. Let's try that. She doesn't fight alone. Okay, 166 results. That's low competition. Let's see what we got. 3.3, 973, 3.2, 2.7. Looks like a lot of these are for breast cancer awareness. This may be trademarked. You'd have to check that because sometimes slogans like that are trademarked. But that's okay. We'll just keep looking for some other stuff. Let's try I run blank. I run a tight shipwreck shirt. Let's try that. Okay, 2,000 results. It's kind of a play on the phrase, I run a tight ship, meaning you're very disciplined and focused. You have your crew together. It's kind of a play on that. I run a tight shipwreck. These are all selling. 604, 1.6, 3.8. You could probably sub-niche down in this. But look at this design, guys. Very easy to make. That's text only. I know you can get some of these, ship icons off of some, Creative Fabrica and stuff like that. Here's a good example. I run a tight shipwreck, #momlife. So that's then kind of sub-niching down to a mom. you could do this with a coach or something like that. Anybody who kind of runs a crew, a boss, a manager. I run a tight shipwreck, hashtag manager life, okay? See kind of how we could do that example? Let's keep going. Let's see what else. Okay, Yasser said grab. Let's try, I grab, I don't see anyone with that. Sometimes you got to just play with them. Let's try, we don't. So one thing I will say that I've seemed to have better success with are declarative statements. Because t-shirts, you guys think about this for a second. I'm going to get philosophical on you, okay? T-shirts are often statement pieces. People wear shirts because they want to showcase what they like, right? Or what they don't like, right? So people wear political shirts to showcase their favorite politicians or political parties, or sometimes they wear political shirts to, you know, talk bad about the other political party, or about, you know, hobbies or trends, you know, like all these different things. So anytime you can include a declarative kind of statement or search for a declarative statement in your phrasing, you're gonna likely stumble upon something that's going to be a passion-based design, right? Where you're going to find some niches. So, you know, somebody out there who's a grammar expert could probably maybe think of a template or think of something to search for these declarative kind of phrases. But one that comes up to me is just don't, or I do, or I love. These are like strong kind of declarative, emphatic words. So if I type in I don't, right? Let's see what we got. I don't know Margot's shirt. I don't even know a Samantha shirt. I heart my boyfriend shirt. I don't want to look skinny shirt. So let's try that. I don't want to look skinny shirt. Okay, I got it. This is a good one. This is a good one, guys. Y'all better jump on this one. 134 results. Excuse me, 134 results. I don't want to look skinny. I want to look like I could kick your ass. Okay? I haven't even read the rest of it, but I know right away that's for a weightlifter, a power lifter, right? Someone that, probably a female, that doesn't want to look skinny. They want to look strong. They want to look like they could kick your ass. What a great design. What a great kind of topic. And look at this BSRs. 525, 275, 548, 913. Look at these designs, guys. This is just one font and one color. I could make that in my sleep, right? Easily. Put it on a female shirt. Put it on some different colors. Change the sizing. You know, put I don't want to look skinny in skinny text. And then put I want to look like I could kick your ass in bold, you know, very strong text, right? That's how you guys should be thinking about these and how you can kind of mix these up to create something new. But this niche is obviously selling. Every single one of these has a BSR. 398, 1.7, 800,000. You could probably come up with some other phrases for this. Add some dumbbells in, you know. This would be one I would add to my list. Right now, we're just brainstorming, right? We're just trying to kind of crunch through some things. I'm looking over at the chat here. Okay, Peter said that's very true. People want to make a statement with the t-shirt. Exactly, Peter. That's what I was trying to say. You know, some of the best-selling t-shirts are people that want to make a statement. They're passionate about it. They're passionate about that subject. They want to make a statement. They want to share something, you know, breast cancer awareness, or, you know, I love pizza, or, you know, soccer is better than football, you know, all these different kinds of things. Those are going to be where you're going to get a lot of niche designs with a lot of demand. Okay, JD Wells suggested I survived. That is a very good one, right? So let's try that. I survived blank. Okay, so we kind of did this one earlier, right? We got the I survived my trip to NYC. Let's see. Let's try the. Okay, I survived. These are bringing up a lot of Battle of Gettysburg, shark attacks, Revolution. These are probably a lot of books. I think it's bringing up in accounts and things like that. But that's a great example, JD, that JD Wells suggested here on these kind of action words, right? That can really find some new designs. So let's try. They are. Whoops. They don't. Let's see. They don't know that we know they know. Sweatshirt. Like, what in the world is that from? They don't know that we know. Is that from Friends? I don't know. I see a lot of things from Friends. Maybe that's from Friends. So again, some of these phrases, you guys, if I see that's from Friends, the American TV show, stay away from it. It's just not worth it. I mean, there's plenty of other phrases out there. Okay, I write. Let's try that. I heart. That seems to be a popular one. I heart. I think I heart, Kathleen said, I survived a hot air balloon crash. All right, that's a great suggestion. Anytime you could think of those unique things. I climbed the Grand Canyon. That's another one. If you climb the Grand Canyon, you deserve your very own t-shirt because you are one badass. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, what I was going to say here, guys, about I heart is that, so I heart is another one that is a very popular phrase. So here's what you can do with this. You can do I heart and then space. And Amazon's only going to suggest so much. So next thing you do is what you call the alphabet soup method. This is something that we as bloggers do. I also do blogging. This is another way to find keywords. And the alphabet soup is you just do space and then the first letter of the alphabet and you run through it. So I heart A. And look what comes up. I heart Asian shirt. I heart Adrian shirt. I heart Australian boys. I heart my boyfriend. All right. So then we go to B. Don't see anything with shirt. I'm looking for specifically things that come up with shirt. I heart custom shirt. I heart DILF's shirt. Right, so this is called alphabet soup. I'm literally going through A, B, C, D, and I'm just typing the first letter to see what comes up. I heart freaks shirt. I heart food shirt. I heart furries shirt. I heart ginger's shirt. H. Hot moms, hot dads. Those are always very popular. H-I. I heart Irish boys. I heart ice spice. Is that the coffee? I don't know what that one is. I heart Italy shirt. J. K. Kanye. Okay, so stay away from that. That's a trademarked. I heart Liam, Latinas. Anyway, that just gives you guys another idea where you can continue to run through this. All right, I see a couple questions here, so I want to get to the chat. How are we on time? 5:18. If you guys are still watching this video and you haven't given it a like yet, please give it a like. It really does help me out. Okay, so Peter said, just wondering if kick ass would Amazon consider like cursing. I always try to stay away from those phrases. You know, I think this is kind of tricky. I think it depends on sort of the context of the shirt and the context of the design. Anytime you're using a curse word like ass, for example, like I kick ass, don't put it on youth, first of all. Second of all, only submit it to one marketplace at a time. If you submit a design and you're using a bulk uploader and you design it to, or you upload it to USA, UK, France, Italy, Germany, and all those, I find that the rejections happen more because it's trying to put that profanity across all the marketplaces. So to answer your question, I don't think there's a problem with using the word kick ass on a t-shirt. I have shirts that have phrases similar to that and that there's no problem with them. I put them through, but I make sure I never put them on youth, and I make sure that I only put them on one marketplace at a time, usually only the US marketplace. I don't try and translate them or do anything like that. And if it's if it doesn't target discriminate against any group, it doesn't promote violence, if it's clearly a funny phrase or pun that happens to have the word kick ass in it, then I see no problem with that. That's me personally. So you'd have to make that judgment call, but I think that'd be fine. Okay. Yasser said, I hope. Let's try that one. I hope space. I hope. We could do the same thing here with the alphabet soup just to see. Okay, I just hope both teams have fun shirt. We can do this one. I've actually seen this before. This is a really fun one. 411 results, guys. I just hope both teams have fun, right? Look at these BSRs. 236, 326, 214, 279, 492. Fantastic. Yasser, you better get on there and start making some of these as long as the trademark is good, right? Look at these simple text, right? Very, very simple. Look at this unique one here at the top. This is one thing I've talked about with you guys. Most of the shirts that you see are going to be a black text shirt. But look at this one. This person did the inverse. They did a white shirt with black text. Normally you see black text, normally you see a black colored garment with a white or light colored text. In this case, they did the inverse. It's a white garment with black text, and it's standing out at the top. This is obviously a very popular shirt, 580 reviews. It's been up since 2018, but this is a great shirt for somebody who's maybe not super into sports, and they just hope both teams have fun. Very creative, very cute. You could do this and add certain things. You could add a football to it. You could add soccer ball to it, a baseball to it. Anything where there's a team sport, you could add that kind of icon, and then you're niching to that specific sport. So that's a way to kind of get into this niche without competing with all these other text designs, is say, hey, I hope both teams have fun, but I'm going to do it with cricket or lacrosse or, softball, girls softball, something like that. That's a great one, right? Where you could type in different things. So again, this is the main thing I wanted to show you guys, was just that you can use this phrasing. If you kind of think of sentence structure, what is a subject and a verb that somebody might want to have on a shirt? And let the Amazon algorithm here in the search bar, this is the best tool there is, okay? Out of all the other paid tools, some of them are really great, but the Amazon search bar is, the buck stops there, because where do you think all those other tools are pulling it from? They're pulling it from right here, the Amazon search bar. The more time you can spend on the Amazon search bar, right, and learn how to type in phrases and sentence structure that are going to suggest results, the more that you can understand how the customer on the other end is going to search for something, the better you're going to get at finding these niches and these keywords that you can then make designs for, right? Okay, so I'm looking at the chat here, guys. Yasser, the real results number is always the one that's shown on product or bar under product. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yasser, you'll have to clarify. Are you talking about up here where it says 411 results? Is that what you mean? Okay, and Moad asked a question. He said, does the white shirt sell well for you, Adam? Well, here's the thing. No, in the sense that it's not my primary seller, okay? So if you look at the search history or the sales history of all of my shirts, by far the darker colors sell best. Black, navy, heather gray, those ones are always going to sell the best, but it's also what I'm primarily designing for. I think it really does depend on the niche and the design on whether or not a white t-shirt will sell. For example, if it's, say, a design around a summer-based activity, most people don't want to wear a dark black shirt during the summertime. It's kind of hot. It doesn't really say summer and short sleeve weather and tropical. So in that case, colors like white, yellow, pink can sell really, really well. And, so I think you have to kind of look at the design and say, Is this going to be better on a dark shirt or a light shirt? Most time it's going to be better on a dark shirt. But if I think that this is a design that'll sell well on a white shirt because of that particular niche or time of year or season, or if I see a way that I can stand out in the competition because everyone else is all dark shirts, I'll throw one up in a white shirt. I'll do the inverse just so that I can stand out amongst that competition. Because even if there's 10 people buying that shirt a day and 9 of them want a dark shirt, there's going to be one person that wants a light colored shirt. And if I'm the only listing up there that's a light colored shirt, you're going to get sales. So you kind of got to look at it on it individually, but overall, the dark shirts are still the best. Okay. Okay, so Yasir said, no, check out product or bar under products. Okay, he's talking about product or bar under products. I think you're talking about down here. Products, reviews, sales. Might be talking about here on that. This is the product or Chrome extension, which, again, tells this BSR and some other metrics, but you guys don't have to have that. It's free. Productor is great, but... Okay, let's look. So Hamid said, do we need to know the search volumes in number before deciding to go in? Adam, please, your advice to acquire one tool that gives search volume. I don't think there's a way that we see search volume on the Amazon toolbar. I'm looking at something here. Yeah, I don't think there's a way that we see search volume on the Amazon toolbar. So when it comes to like blogging and regular keyword research, there are tools out there like Ubersuggest, Ahrefs, SEMrush, these paid keyword tools that will tell you how many times a term is searched into Google. With Amazon, I don't think that matters as much. It's not a metric that I specifically look for. What I'm looking for, this is me personally now, what I'm looking for is I'm just trying to validate that there's demand in that niche. If there's demand in that niche, right, then I'm going to look at, examples of the designs in that niche and try and create something unique or different to stand out, right? That do I have what kind of competitive advantage do I have? If I just came on here and just made another dark text shirt that said, I just hope both teams have fun, just like this one, okay? Or just like this one here, because this one's running ads, but just like this one, chances are I'm not going to compete with it. They have 75 reviews. Amazon is not going to show my shirt above that one. They even have the Amazon Choice badge. So what I'm looking at is, hey, I just typed in this niche. It says there's, 411 designs. That's pretty low. I see that these are selling because they all have great BSRs and a lot of reviews. That right there is all the validation I need. Even if this was 4,011 review or designs, I would still go into it because I'm going to try and create something that's unique or different to this particular design style that's going to stand out. Does that answer your question? Let me know. Okay, Peter said, in my opinion, I always try to make the same shirt design in different shirt colors, so I am my own competitor. Yeah, that's definitely a great idea. Same shirt design in different shirt colors, so I am my own competitor. Yeah, I do the same thing. The only thing that's tough with that is like, say for example, if I have a design that's mostly light color, like it's white and yellow and these very light colors, it's going to look great on a black shirt. But then if I go and upload that same exact design onto a white shirt, the design is not going to stand out because then it's white on white. So sometimes you have to take those designs and change them up. So if I'm using the same exact design, but I'm going to darken it. I'm going to change everything from white to black or change everything from yellow to blue or something like that. And that's one of the ways that you can scale your products. Now, I plan on doing some other videos down the road because I've talked about this in the past where when I hire a designer to create a design for me, I'm having him create a basic design, basically a template, right? Then with that design template, I can then put it on my iPad and I can add text, I can add years, I can add dates, I can add hobbies, I can add occupations. I can even change the color scheme from dark to light or light to dark. And now I've paid this designer for one or two designs that I can then repurpose and scale out to dozens or even hundreds of designs. And to Peter's point, what you're doing by that is you're trying to land grab the market. You're saying, I've got this design up on a black shirt, I've got it up on a light colored shirt, I've got it on a hoodie, I've got it on a sweater, I've got it on a phone case, and you're trying to kind of put it out there and cover as many bases as you can. So yeah, that's a great idea. If you guys can come up with your system that works for you on how to do that, then, and you have the slots available and the momentum, then that's a great way to try and get more sales for sure. Amid said, can I get to high tiers without ads? Yes, you absolutely can. There are people out there today that are very successful with Merch by Amazon that do not use ads at all. They never signed up. They never did it. They never needed to. And they're in tier 4, 5, 6, 7,000. Okay. 4, 10, 50,000 and up. I mean, you don't need to use ads. Ads are one way you can accelerate, right, the velocity of a listing to increase sales, to increase your ranking and things like that, but they're not needed. I have some of my best selling shirts ever, okay, that make me sales consistently, that I've never ever run ads to. Or if I ran ads to them, they just didn't perform as well, right? You do not need ads to get in the high tiers. Here's what you need to get into the high tiers. You need consistency, and you need unique niche research and designs. You cannot duplicate the same thing everyone else is doing. You have to be consistent, right, with your uploading and your design process, and you have to create something unique, something new that speaks to that customer, right? That's the way that you get into the higher tiers. And one other quick thing I do want to say on the high tiers. The high tiers, guys, are overrated, okay? I'm tier 100,000. It doesn't matter. I could be tier 50,000 or tier 20,000. It doesn't matter. And here's why. Just because you're in a high tier doesn't mean you have that many designs up. And even if you are in a high tier, and say if you're in tier 100,000 and you have 100,000 designs, that doesn't mean they're selling, okay? I would rather be in tier 5,000 with 1,000 best sellers, okay, than in tier 100,000 with 100,000 slots where 95% of them don't sell, okay? It's about the quality, right, and getting the efficiency of what you're uploading. Anyone nowadays can just upload junk. You can get free designs made for you from all these different programs and all these different companies and online, and you can just repurpose and make junk. And that might have worked years and years ago. But now with print on demand, the cream is going to rise to the top. As more and more junk comes in the market, it's more and more critical to get the cream to rise to the top. And that requires, like I said, consistency and a unique approach, some really in-depth niche research so that you can come up with some topics and ideas that are going to actually perform well. So stop chasing the tiers, guys. Don't worry about, I got to get to tier, 20,000 or 50,000 or 100,000. After a certain point, I think after you get to like say tier 1,000 or 2,000, it doesn't matter. There are people I know that are in tier 1,000 or tier 2,000 that make a full-time living off print on demand. Because of those tier 1,000, of the shirts that they have up, they're all well done. They're great designs in great niches, and they're highly optimized keywords and listings that speak to that customer, right? So the tiers, don't worry about so much chasing in the high tiers. That will come with time. The tier is a byproduct of your success. Does that make sense? Okay. Peter said, I've been thinking about hiring a designer overseas. My biggest fear is that they sell the designs behind my back to somebody else. I'm tier 4,000. Hey, Peter, that's a great question, or that's a great comment. I have been using designers mostly from overseas for years. And I know exactly what you're thinking, right? That they may sell the designs and things like that. And here's my best advice to you. It's just like outsourcing anything else, right? No matter what kind of business or venture that you're in. You may you may outsource your writing, you may outsource your designing, you may outsource, management or virtual assistants. And anytime you do that, you kind of have to let go some control, and there's always that worry that somebody may do something fraudulent or inaccurate or illegal with your work, your content. But there are good people out there, right? Overseas and domestically and all abroad that want to just perform good work. And the more that you put into the searching process, the better chances that you're going to have of finding somebody who's not going to do that to you. And it's about developing trust, communication, and things like that. So there are a couple different platforms out there that you can use that already do some vetting for you. One of them I've had good success with for finding designers is called onlinejobs.ph. It primarily outsources in the Philippines, but they do a vetting process on the front end. And then another thing that you can do is you can have the designer sign an NDA, right? You can create an NDA form. Some people say that's only as good as what it's written on, and it doesn't work internationally. Again, these are just placeholders that you can barriers that you can put in place to prevent that kind of thing happening. But I'll tell you this, if I didn't outsource my designing process years ago, I wouldn't be where I am today. I just don't have the time. I mean, I'm juggling too many other things. Print on demand is not my only pursuit. So by outsourcing and coming up with a system, I've been able to really scale. So that's an individual choice you're going to have to make, and it is kind of taking a leap of faith. But there are some steps that you can do to prevent that from happening. And I will say this, I've been using the designer I've been using him for over a year, I think a year and 2 months now, and he's great. I mean, we have a great working relationship. He does a good job. We have a very good system where we work off of Google Sheets, and it's really worked out well. So, give that some thought, because if you're at a point where you're like your capacity is maxed out and you want to go further, outsourcing may be the ticket. Okay, Hamid was just clarifying a way to quantify and compare niches and classifying them before designing. Yeah, I mean, again, that's kind of what I talked about before. It's just, some people, everybody has their different methods. Some people, I only look at niches that have less than 1,000 results. I only look at BSRs less than X amount. For me, I'm more organic with it. I kind of adapt on the fly. It's dynamic as I'm looking, and I go, oh man, okay, this is low competition. These are selling. I could do one of these that's better. Oh, I have a great font in mind that I think will work for that. Or, I think this will look really good on a sweatshirt, and there's only, so many sweatshirts available, and I keep it more dynamic. Ultimately, you have to kind of determine, what strategy works best for you. But the easiest way to validate a niche, in my opinion, are to, when we typed that in earlier and we looked at something and I forget what it was the I can do. No, it was the I do crew. This is a great way to validate a niche. I can see right here that this particular phrase, they have bags, slippers, shirts, cups, bags, hats, gifts, banner, decorations, necklaces, signs, balloons. That is called niche validation. That is phrase validation, whatever you want to call it. Look at all these products. Somebody out there is constantly buying it for these different things. Obviously, this is for weddings and events and things like that. That's validation. Another way to look at validation is asking yourself something like, are there Facebook groups for this, right? Are there cultural gatherings for this? Facebook groups, Pinterest boards, Instagram pages, celebrity endorsements, things like that. Anything that's where hobbies are really popular, right? Like, I like to fish, so I know there's like tons of different fishing Facebook groups, and then there's subgroups within those, right? There's like saltwater fishing groups and fly fishing groups. That's validation on a broader niche. Then you find a particular phrase or design, maybe a certain kind of fish, and I can go in and I can look at specifically in Amazon what kind of BSRs are there, what kind of, how many listings are there, how simple or complex are the designs, and can I make something that's more unique, right, that's going to appeal to this customer base. All right, guys, it's 5:39. I'm going to wrap it up here in a second. So if you're still in the chat, thank you you guys for joining in. Give this video a like and ask any last minute questions here. We got a couple more minutes and then I got to go. So if you have any last minute questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Again, this method I'm telling you guys about, the sentence structure, is, you can find some amazing stuff because, like I said, you can't really search a broad phrase category on Amazon or on Etsy or any of the other print-on-demand platforms, because phrases are, I mean, they're just sentences. They're just text-based things that can literally go in almost any kind of niche or subject. And you can find just tons of stuff. Let's see. We don't talk about Bruno. We don't live here. We are. I don't need the laws of man. I don't know how to act my age. I don't want to look skinny. That was a really good one. We could do the alphabet soup on this one. I don't argue. I don't always listen. I don't know. Roll a joint. I shoot blanks. I don't do mornings. That's a good one. Who likes mornings? I don't do mornings. Okay, 9,000 results. So that's a popular one. I'm just gonna do while these last questions are coming in here, guys. I'm gonna just do a couple more just random searches. So again, if you're in the chat, leave a like. Appreciate it. Peter, thanks for the advice. I'll take the leap of faith. I'm tired of designing. I would recommend it, man. And I plan on doing a video because I've had a couple other comments or questions about my outsourcing and designing process, like the workflow, right? So I'm thinking about doing like a small video series where I basically, first step is how to find a designer, right? So what platforms you can use, what to put in the job listing, how to negotiate a rate. And then the second thing is, once you do that, then what's the workflow example, right? Like, how do I send him my design ideas, right? And how does he send them back to me? And how do I add revisions? And then where do we upload the files to? And all that kind of stuff. That's something that I've perfected over the past 3 years that has been able to get me to tier 100,000. And so anyway, I would highly recommend it, but I'll try and do some more designs on that, or some more videos on that. Okay, Amid said, is your shirt for merch by Amazon? No, my t-shirt here, FSU Seminoles. No, this is a college in Florida. And no, this isn't from merch by Amazon. You don't want to do this because this is a trademarked sports team. Okay, Muad said, test the method soon. Thank you, Adam. Hey, thank you, Muad. I appreciate that. Hamid, thank you. Understood. Thank you very much, guys. Adam Art Design. Can we get inspired by the hot new release in Amazon category? I'm not sure what that is, honestly. I'll have to look into that, or maybe let me know. The hot new release in Amazon category. I haven't checked that. I've checked like the bestseller category, but I haven't seen hot new release. Is that on here? Hot new release. Bestsellers all. I see new releases. New releases, and then we can go to clothing, novelty. Maybe this is what you mean. Hot new releases. Yeah, I mean, you can get some ideas off of these. This is obviously a lot of, with St. Patrick's Day coming up, this is a lot of St. Patrick's Day related designs here. But no, it doesn't hurt. Absolutely not to look through these and kind of get ideas and design. This is a cool concept right here, actually. I like that, right? This is just like these little smiling icons with shamrocks and stuff. You could do this with Valentine's Day. You could do this with 4th of July. You could do this with any of the major holidays where you're kind of doing it on this white shirt, pastel style design, going over different icon, or, you know, showing different little icons. Maybe for 4th of July, you do like a firework and a hot dog and like a frosty, popsicle or something like that. That's kind of a cool design. That's selling well. So yeah, there's multiple ways, guys, to get on here and look. But one of the things that you've heard me say before on my other videos, and I'm saying now, Amazon is the best research tool. Amazon.com, okay? Get on here, and the more time you spend on Amazon looking at the bestsellers, looking at the new releases, going through the pages and pages of results, looking at a shirt and reading some of the reviews, looking at what's new, what kind of designs are selling well, what is trending, learning how to use the search bar and the search phrases. All of those things are what is going to help you be successful at learning the Amazon algorithm, learning how to find niches, and all those tools out there. They all pull from this. This is what they pull from. So, okay. Yasir said, what's the minimum number of designs do you upload to dominate a niche selling well, Adam? So that's a great question. I think what I like to do, the way I like to think about this is I actually design in batches. So I usually do a minimum of 10 designs per niche, right? I do a batch of 10 designs. So for example, like that I can do crew that we looked at, I would maybe assign that to my designer, or maybe I would just make that one myself. I would create 10 variations of that using different colored graphics, using different fonts, using different layouts, and I would do a batch of 10. And almost always I start off with 10 in any niche I'm going into. Whether there's no competition or 10,000 competition results, I just start off with a batch of 10. Then usually about every other week, I go through my sold designs, and if I have a design that is sold in a new niche, I'll go back and I'll create another batch of 10, and I'll try and create that batch of 10 designs around the design that just sold. So if I start off with 10 and one of them sells, I'll say, ooh, I'm going to create 10 more designs that are now a subset of that selling design, because everyone liked this one. Now I'm going to expand upon it, right? And I'll continue to do that for niches. I'll circle back and kind of expand on a selling design until it stops working. So on some niches, I may create a batch of 10 and they never sell. That happens all the time. And then I have other batches where I create a batch of 10 and 1 or 2 sell, and I'll go back and I'll make another 10. And then those sell, and I'll go back and make another 10. And those sell, and you just keep repeating this process. And a lot of print-on-demand sellers will tell you that everyone usually has a couple of those sort of deep niches that they're in, where they've gone and doubled down on their success, and now it makes up a big portion of their portfolio sales, where maybe it's the wedding niche, or maybe it's about kids sports teams, or birthday shirts, or whatever, where they found some kind of sub niche, and now that counts for like 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50% of their sales, right? Because they found something that worked, and they went down and doubled down on it and doubled down on it. And I recommend doing that. Everyone recommends doing that, but I really recommend doing that repeatedly until you have just totally saturated that niche, or until you can't think of any more ideas. Peter said, can you please do the live stream online, then I can watch it later? Yes, Peter, I will. This will be going live, or this will be saved and posted onto my channel. So, yeah, absolutely. Okay, and Adam Art said, yeah, you can then filter by gender, example, men, women, boys, girls. Yeah, that's here where you can filter by the different categories. Robert said, do you upload all 10 variations each day? No, not every day, because like I said, print on demand is not my only business. I do print on demand, but I also do blogging. I have a couple websites. I do Amazon KDP. I'm trying to grow this YouTube channel. I have some other content creation that I do on social media, and I do freelance writing as well, right? Where I get paid to do freelance writing. So I am constantly juggling different things. So no, I don't upload every day. In fact, I've been so busy here with some other projects lately, I haven't uploaded to Merch by Amazon in probably close to 2 weeks, which is way too long. So what I'll probably do is, in the next week or so, I'll schedule a day where all I'll do is uploads, because my designer has a backlog of designs that are sitting there waiting for me to upload them. And I'll spend 8 or 10 hours in a day, and I'll upload I'll upload 2,000 or 3,000 different, not individual designs, but 2,000 or 3,000 products total. So that'd be 20 or 30 batches of designs that I'll do, 200 or 300 individual designs, and I'll get caught up, and then I'll go work on other stuff. So again, this isn't my only thing. So I don't upload 10 every day. It's more like a couple days I miss, and then I catch up, and then a couple days I miss and catch up, because it's easier for me to focus on one project per day than kind of bouncing around, or at least I try to. Okay, any other last minute questions, guys? Adam said, yeah, the hot new release novelty t-shirt category gives you an idea about the niches that really sell on Amazon. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at, right? Let's see, novelty and more. Is this the category you were talking about, Adam Art Design? Let me know. In the meantime, any other questions, guys? I hope this was helpful. In the beginning, just a quick recap. In the beginning of the video, I shared this brainstorming process with you guys. Where is that file? Here it is. I shared this brainstorming process. So if you came in late, you may want to rewatch this. This is something that I recommend everyone do to find niches that you personally are knowledgeable about, where you go through this exercise and you write down your top 5 hobbies, passions, and educational or job skills. Then you look at subtopics, right, within those lists that you wrote, and then you cross niche with other popular topics. These are excellent cross niche ideas: coffee, dogs, moms, dads, dinosaurs, gamers. Anyway, maybe I'll put a copy of this in the description so you guys can see that. But that was the first thing I wanted to cover in this video. And then the second thing, obviously, was that text-only searching design, right? Where you could just type in a phrase, you know. Here's one I just typed in. I just typed in they only hate us because they ain't us, right? Not sure exactly what that's from. Looks like patriotic. Anyway, all right, I'm rambling on here, guys. I want to thank everyone very much. I really do appreciate it if you hung around. I like to answer questions. I want to help you guys. Print on demand is a fantastic business model. It is still alive and well, despite what the naysayers say. It does take work. You have to hustle. You have to put in some research and time, and you have to be consistent. But it can change your life to the degree that you want it to. If you just want to earn a couple extra bucks, it can do that. And if you want it to be your full-time job to even make you wealthy, I firmly believe it can do that too. So thank you again for watching. I'm getting caught up on my YouTube videos and plan to put out more in the future for you guys. Again, please give this video a like, and you can follow me on social media. I do have a TikTok and an Instagram account. And if you have any questions after watching this and you happen to be on the recorded version that's posted to my channel, drop a comment below, your question in the comments below, and I will answer them for you guys. All right? Thank you very much. I hope everyone has a great rest of the week. And yeah, thanks again, guys. Talk soon.